What's going on, everybody? You know, in these times we're in at the moment, I think we've all seen empty store shelves and what they look like, and I'm sure a lot of people don't quite understand that completely. Those of us that drive these things around probably do. So let me give you a little insight on it, right? First, I want you to notice I drive that truck. That is obviously not a trailer that hauls groceries to your store. And I'll come back to why that's really not any less important here in a minute. So, first I want to say there's a lot of people that are stuck at home now. Whether it's because your kids are home from school and you're forced to watch them because you got no other choice, or your place of business shut down. I feel bad for you because I'm sure that's going to be a financial burden. It also kind of sucks for us out here driving these, because if you're a waitress or anything like that, I have nowhere to stop and eat now while I'm out here moving your goods around to try and keep everything stocked for you. So this is not cool the whole way around, and I think it's more than a virus in my opinion. But at any rate, the way things are changing on the daily, I think we're about to see some stuff go down that this country's probably never seen before, and God willing never will again. But with the store shelves being empty, I want to explain how the supply chain works out here. Now, if you've been in this industry of trucking, you probably have a good idea. If not, you probably don't realize just how important and how fragile the supply chain really can be, and how shallow it's really stocked. So, as I always say, without trucks, America stops, and it may sound a little cliche, but I think people may start realizing that here shortly. You see, the supply chain works like a pretty well-oiled machine. People make products, they ship it to warehouses, the warehouses ship it to the people that order it at the grocery stores and places that supply, your hospitals, your store, other types of stores, whatever. And then it gets distributed from there to the stores. When you go out and panic buy, the normal supply chain can't keep up fast enough. Then the people that make the rules that are supposed to keep us out here safer, supposedly, are lifted, and they allow us to kind of do what we want to make sure we get your stuff delivered to keep everything stocked back up. The problem with that is right now, everywhere is closing. They're closing rest areas where we sleep. They're closing restaurants where we can eat. The service plazas on some of the turnpikes, especially out east here in Pennsylvania and stuff, are closed. You can't even go in to use the bathroom where you can wash your hands with soap and water. They put porta potties outside for us to use. No food. I mean, I don't have a kitchen in my truck. Very few actually do. At any rate, the amount of supply on hand in this country is only a few days. Which brings me back to why I said this may not deliver groceries, but it's no less important. At the moment, it's not considered essential. I would say if things continue on this path that we're going down in the next few days, that's going to change. There's another part of the supply chain. It's mostly trucks, but everyone that is in transportation has a hand in keeping this country moving. So, what's going to happen here is the stores run out, the warehouses that's owned by the stores is going to quick supply them. They're going to start running out. Then the warehouses that house the stuff from the manufacturing plants that make it are going to start running out. See, through this whole thing, Those of us out here driving trucks aren't going to be able to go home for any type of quarantine. We're going to be out here moving, the majority of us, because the majority of stuff that moves by truck is going to end up being essential with only having a few days supply on hand at any point in time of products to keep you fed and healthy. Because I just delivered a load of liquid yeast to a bakery in this tanker. And however unimportant that may seem to you, they use it to make bread. They use it to make bagels, any type of bakery. Without that, they can't make it. If they can't make it, it can't get shipped to you. So when it runs out, it's out. So if you're under quarantine for, say, 2 weeks, and people are buying stuff, nothing's getting made, you're not getting anything. Especially after it's over. It'll take us months to catch back up. So, these are ingredients. And I'm not even the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to that, because there's guys that have to haul the stuff to the plant that made this for it to even be made. You see, the supply chain is a big revolving door. And trucking is the motor that keeps it turning. It's just a big circle, just keeps going. You consume, we make, we deliver, you consume, we make, you deliver, and so on. So when you cut any part of that out, you're going to have a shortage at some point, which is already going to freak people out more that are already going crazy. Truck drivers and the transportation industry are literally kind of like the cavalry of keeping this country moving even in bad times. There's going to have to be people that are going to have certain manufacturing plants open, and the president even said that in his press conference today. Which means that however non-essential something like I'm hauling at the moment may seem today, by the end of the week, that circle is going to come back around and need to keep revolving. So, please, if you are out and about, give us some room and stay out of our way. If you cut us off and you slow us down, you're only slowing down the stuff that you're rushing to try and get in the first place. Every one of you is at home, probably, with your families, in your house, while those of us that are out here trucking, and yes, that's what we choose to do, are not. And we do it proudly. And we'll continue to do it. Because, as I've said, and anyone that knows me knows this, and I think as horrible as these times are, it's going to prove it. Without trucks, you people don't have nothing. Nothing. And I don't mean that ignorantly. I just mean that at some point, show us a little respect. And maybe throw us a sandwich if you see us out in the next few weeks and everything's under quarantine, because we're out here with nothing to eat. Scrounging, whatever we can find. I ain't fitting this thing through a drive-through. The truck stop restaurants have shut down. Regular restaurants have shut down. Some of them you can still get food to go. That's probably only going to last for so long, especially if they start having supply chain issues. I know some of this may sound far-fetched, but this is just stuff that anyone that's been in this industry for a while knows. And I think the general public needs to understand exactly what's going on and how you're getting stuff back in your possession, and what a few million of us out here in this population are doing to try and keep that happening. So, everybody be safe, everybody be aware of your surroundings, whether you're at home or out here trucking up and down the road. And like I said, if you see us out here, give us a little room. We're doing the best we can and working harder than we normally do or are supposed to. Try and keep you guys fed, healthy, and safe. So, y'all have a good day. I need to get back trucking.